All right, we live, we live. Everybody, Facebook Live,
Oh, shit is annoying, bro.
Twitter. Yes, we're here. YouTube. So right now we have Shaka, Shakur, and Bryson. Uh, Bryson is having signal issues, y'all. So bear with him. He's Bryson. You can hear us? Bryson, you can hear us? No, we think we having some technical issues with Bryson's stream. Bryson, can you hear us?
No, I can't hear you, bro.
Okay. So Bryson is having some technical difficulties, y'all.
Maybe.
Yo.
Are you on your phone, Shakim?
No, I'm not on my phone.
Okay. You know, we gonna do something different. Call each other on each other's phone.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I know. It's getting a solution about to happen. Call each other on each other's phone.
I can't even can't hear nobody, bro.
And he'll be able to hear you on speakerphone, and he can. You know.
Okay, good idea. Hey, Bryson. Shaka, put Bryson number in the chat. Hold on, Bryson, you on your cell phone?
He on the laptop. He just put the cell phone down.
Okay. Hey, Bryson, we could conference you in on the phone. Yeah, he's saying he can't hear.
So just call
Bryson.
it?
Yeah.
How?
Okay. All right.
Y'all can chat privately on that.
Send me the phone number.
Okay. All right. Let me send you your number. All right. Hold on, y'all. We about to get this thing. Let Bryson unfroze up all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they cutting up on us in the comments, man. They cutting up on us on the comments.
I'm about to go look. What's that on Facebook or?
All right, Bryson, you can hear? They cutting up on us on the comments.
What's that on Facebook or?
All right, Bryson, you can hear? They cutting up on us on the comments.
What's that on Facebook or?
Hold on. Bryson, that's me calling. Hello, Bryson, you can hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, this might work.
Can y'all hear Bryson? Nah, it's not gonna work because it's gonna be a lag time.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right, y'all. We might not. Man, we got all these viewers too. Man, we might have to postpone.
That's why I was saying I'm in the middle of the woods, but I knew this was gonna happen. I'm not gonna even lie. That's why I was trying to tell y'all yesterday. Why can't I do it on the phone though?
Because they can't hear. I'm gonna have to try to Skype. Hold on.
My people say they can hear.
They can hear who?
They can hear Bryson. I'm doing a watch party.
Oh, they can hear Bryson?
Yeah, they can hear Bryson.
All right, Bryson, say something.
Yo. Magic gang, tag gang, same thing.
They can hear that?
They said they can hear it. They telling me they can hear it.
What side are you, rap? All right, let's get it.
Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do so you won't think I'm. They saying they can hear. We can hear.
All right, let's do it.
Actually, can they hear Bryson? Oh, they can hear him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let me see something. All right, so since they can hear, we can hear him. Okay. All right, everybody. So y'all can hear, right?
If you gotta mute me or mute him or whatever the case be, as far as when somebody's talking, that's fine with me. So it won't be my background won't be interrupting his background.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So y'all said y'all can. It's not. Somebody says not that clear. I can hear him. Okay. All right. I want to put his headphones on.
My headphones are.
Okay. He said y'all heard that. He said his headphones are on. Okay. Okay. All right, let's roll. Everybody said they can hear. All right, y'all, cool. So sorry about the delay. We just had a little bit of technical difficulties, as y'all know. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off. We do have Bryson. Bryson, y'all know, is very active with his music, man. Very inspirational. A lot of people listen to him. He has large following. Even the president has retweeted his song, man. Went viral. A lot of people actually love, and I like a lot of his music. He's very, very. His flow is deadly. I love it. He's a very creative brother and very inspirational to a lot of individuals. I love the way how he reaches out across, lines and really does bring a lot of momentum and a lot of charisma to this movement. He is a very intricate piece of the puzzle, very respected. A lot of people love him. I love his music too. We got Shaka right here. Shaka, as y'all know, is an investigative journalist. Shaka is very, very investigative journalist. He got his bulletproof vest on. He is ready for war, ready for anything that goes on. I love how, he is very inspirational, inspires a lot of people. He digs in. He always searches for truth. I've known Shaka a long time, man. We've come up in the teachings of Garvey. Our background and our history is of Garvey. So we are very fluent in understanding how, Pan-Africanism thrives in today's society. So this is going to be a very, very interesting discussion. We want to talk about what the direction is of Black conservatism in the Black community. We're talking about outreach. We're talking about ideology. We're talking about, how we can reach people. What are some of the beliefs that are congruent together? What are some of the opposite beliefs? And then we can see how we can bridge the gap later on. So I want to start off. Everybody give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes on who you are and kind of your perspective, and we go from there. So I'll start with Shaka first, and Shaka can explain his take on what has led us here where we currently are.
Peace, everybody. Like I said, today, a lot of people want a shit show. That's not what I'm here for. Like I said, today we're going to have a actual discussion on how to, move forward or bridge the gap or correct the wrongs that's going on as far as in the Black community versus we could talk about the Democratic Party, we could talk about the Republican Party as well. So it's not one-sided or lumped in. So basically how to have actual real outreach and, how to do that in a respectful manner of, Black conservatives or Black Republicans or anybody that's in Blexit on respecting Black people that's actually in the Black community. So just to, to quicken it up, a lot of people notice, that a lot of stuff been going on with Brexit versus Black conservatives or versus whatever fraction or hotep or whatever the case be. These discussions are actually needed. As long as it stays, nonviolent. Actually, ideas, battling ideas, is what we need to do. So that's where I'm at.
Hey, Bryson.
Yo.
Hey, in all honesty, we can hear. You know what? We can actually hear you if you unmute your mic. We can actually hear you, and you can hear the discussion through my phone. But we can actually hear you.
What you mean? You hear me on?
Yeah, if you unmute your mic, we can hear you.
No. But if I unmute my mic, you gonna hear it through my phone and the actual mic. I can't hear y'all through the computer.
But I mute my phone while you're talking.
Okay. So basically, you want me to unmute my mic, so you gonna mute my phone? Okay. I think I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So
right now?
you can hear me through the mic right now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I do like that. Is it my turn to give an intro?
Yes, it is. Your turn, brother.
Well, my name is Bryson. Well, today I am Hotep Bryson, brother, and we're gonna talk about the Black community and how to really reach it. Using tactics from Mr. Garvey and other Black leaders, and that's what we're gonna do today. Not just playing, but in reality, call me Hotep Bryson today because I run the Hoteps, and I'm really just here to expose why people like Shaka and other people, they think they know how to reach the Black community, but I can easily prove with not even any type of time that they don't. They have no clue. I've actually reached the Black community. I've actually red pilled people just in regular conversation. I red pilled somebody at the White House. Like, this is what I do for real. And it's funny that people try to critique it, but they don't know nothing about the Black community for real. So that's it.
Okay, sounds good. So
I can't hear you unless you
okay,
on the phone.
I just unmuted it. Okay, so Shaka, let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? The Ahmaud Arbery case, because I think that's what a lot of people really want to get some understanding. This is how a lot of this actually came to fruition. So we have different perspectives in the conservative community on what actually happened. So listening to some of Bryson and Brandon's perspective, they brought forth a side that said, you know what, let's calm down. Let's wait for the facts. This is not race related because you don't have any tangible evidence to say that the N-word would use, that there was any sort of overt racism in this case. They also made a claim that, Ahmaud Arbery, at the end of the day, he would still be alive if he hadn't attacked when they pulled the gun out on him. He should have basically kind of took another approach and said, kind of instead of attacking, maybe sat back and said, you know what, let me, what do you want? What is it that's going on? And then if he would have done that, basically he would have still been alive today. Also, I need to plug in my Wi-Fi. But also they did say that they were, as far as the evidence is right now, they were within their rights to make a citizen's arrest. What's your take on that, brother?
All right.
We start with Shaka.
Just to be real quick, to basically I can debunk that whole conversation that they had with the citizen's arrest and the right to whatever happened at the end. So in last August, I was in a home invasion. They broke into my house. Me knowing gun laws, as far as me being a gun advocate, there's certain things that you can do and certain things that you can't do. So they kicked in my door. I shot one of them. The other ones ran off. This was just in August. The other people that they was with ran off. So I shot one. The other people ran off. I could not chase them down. Citizen's arrest or no citizen's arrest, I could not shoot anybody if they're fleeing from the scene of a crime or just getting away from them being harmed as well. Because they're criminals doesn't mean that you can, or if you think that they're criminals, doesn't mean that you can actually put them in bodily harm or anything else. So if I would have chased them down and they grabbed for my gun and I shot them, I would be in the wrong. I would be locked up today. That's just basic. It's not even, I don't see how people are actually having hours of debate about this when that's the facts. You can bring as many police officers you want on the show. I'm telling you what just happened in August, what I talked about, and what me and the detectives talked about just recently. So that was a real home invasion, not no trespassing situation. So if I can't chase nobody down in a real home invasion, how can I chase somebody down and shoot them and impede their way of getting away? You can't do it. I would be locked up, just how they're locked up. So you got basically, you know, I see faces getting made, but you got trespassing versus a home invasion. Your mic is on
it's
mute,
actually very easy. First off, he brought up anecdotal evidence that not only do I not care about in this aspect, but the same situation is not even a similar situation, so it's irrelevant. Let's go over quick real facts, not the facts that he just gave. Let's go over real actual facts. And the first thing I'm gonna bring up, and before you try to discredit somebody because they recuse themselves or whatnot, did anybody read the letter that the DA wrote to tell you why they didn't press charges? Now you can say whatever you want. I'm not believing you over a DA. I don't care how you discredit him. So let's go over that. Then let's look at the facts. They said, for one, boom, they caught him in the act of doing something, illegal activity, or they had suspicion, reasonable suspicion of him doing illegal activity. Two, boom, when he got caught, he ran. They was on the phone with the cops when he started running. That's a fact. These are verifiable facts, not anecdotal facts. These are verifiable facts. Let's look at it. Let's talk about it again. Boom, they got their guns, got their truck, and they blocked his path from running to do a citizen's arrest, right? Okay, they did that. That's also a fact. That's on the video. He was running towards them. A fact that people are leaving out is they didn't shoot him as he was running towards them. So the question is why? He got shot not because he was trespassing. He got shot because he wrestled somebody with a gun. That's very clear in the video because he didn't get shot until he wrestled somebody with a gun. Once you wrestle somebody with a gun and then you get shot, that's how that goes. And people talk about he got arrested. George Zimmerman also got arrested. So while Shaka can bring up anecdotal evidence all day, please tell me some more of your life stories. It doesn't matter because in reality, based on the actual laws that you can go back and forth with me, they did do that with the evidence we have right now. Something can change and I will change. But until something changed, that's what happened from the facts we gathered already.
Okay, I'll let them talk. This is not really, like you said, you keep talking about a personal, it's not personal between me and you, not today. Maybe when we get off. What I'm telling you is I could not go chase them down, even though I had a home invasion, one of the biggest crimes in Vegas. In Vegas, if you have a home invasion, you get 10 to 15 years off top. So I couldn't chase nobody down. And then if I got in harm's way or he wrestled a gun from me, I could not shoot him. I would be in jail. That's basic fucking shit. And I'm talking about myself. If I went down there, I dropped my gun, wrestled the gun, I can't tell the officer I chased him down and then he went for my gun and that's why I shot him. That's not an excuse. You going to jail. I don't see how you talking about facts. It's like I wouldn't care about a DA letter. I don't care about, as far as what a detective then said in the case or whatever the case be. You cannot chase nobody down, period. That's period. You cannot hunt nobody the fuck down. That's what happened. Grabbing a gun or not. I'm telling you the same situation is if I go chase somebody down and these motherfuckers grab the gun from me, I can't shoot them. Only thing I can do is flee.
Can I respond? Okay, once again, let's talk about something that happened to him, which is anecdotal evidence. I'm confused why he keeps talking about it. Let's talk about the law in Georgia. I don't care about what happened in Vegas. We're not talking about the law in Vegas. I don't know why you keep bringing that up. And then talk about the basic common sense. What's obviously not basic common sense. You need to go read the law. Tell me what the law in Georgia says. Stop. Don't tell me what you went through again. I know you're going to try to bring it up again. I know it's burning inside for you to do it. Tell me what the law in Georgia says. And if you don't care about the DA, what they say, you don't care about nobody say, but your experience, then we already starting off on a bad foot.
Well, let's do this real quick. Since you think we starting off on the wrong foot, I think we're on the right foot, but I see that you want friction. We're just having a basic conversation. So if you can't handle a basic conversation as black men talk, we don't have to do all the theatrics and the face changing and all that. It's like you're trying to trigger somebody into something. What I'm basically saying, in every fucking state in America, you cannot go chase anybody. They teach you this. Did you take any gun courses? Did you take any self-defense courses? Like, I just want to know, because every self-defense course I done been to, you cannot shoot nobody just to shoot somebody.
Okay, I want to make this clear. You're not special. I make faces with everybody I talk to because I can't hide my facial expressions. That's just reality. Secondly, nobody wants friction. You just keep bringing up your personal experience, and I'm asking you about the law. And now you're bringing up that I take self-defense classes. I'm talking about the law in Georgia regarding this case. Can you tell me, with laws, not your opinion, not your anecdotal evidence, tell me about the law in Georgia and tell me how they murdered this kid in cold blood. Tell me how that happened.
What you're doing is you're compiling. You just got done y'all read the law with Hotep, the trespassing law. We're talking about trespassing, right? Are we correct? Are we on the same page on that?
We are talking about trespassing, not why he got shot, but that's why they were able to lawfully try to conduct a citizen's arrest.
Okay, when you're lawfully engaging in a citizen's arrest, okay, let me say this. I do something. Hold on. I got people at the door. And you might not like this because I'm gonna bring up myself. Again. Oh, hello.
Hello. Okay, so while Shaka is at the door, right? So what I want to actually say in this, right, is we have an issue right now that has divided a lot of the conservative community. A lot of the conservative community has been divided because of this. Now, Shaka, when you look at the tweets that Candace Owens has put out, she put out tweets basically, saying that, our culture, because of this, is looked upon as a joke, because, we are, up in arms because of this particular situation, when we don't react the same in scenarios when black on black violence occurs. She said that, it's sad that we have become last on the totem pole as far as races, because instead of articulating how we can, I would say, hold our communities accountable, we don't do that, and we steadily hold other people accountable for the things that we say have done to us unfairly. I want to ask both of you, how do you see this particular language or this particular assertion that Candace made?
Right. I'll let Bryson
go. You want me to go first, Shaka?
Okay, yeah, Bryson, you can go first, brother.
The fact of the matter is, it's true. And I'm going to give you an example. I don't know if y'all remember, like, I'm not a big fan of Black Hebrew Israelites, but I know a few of them. They're some of them cool, some of them a little too extreme. But I don't know if y'all remember the video of them. It was a bunch of them walking through the neighborhoods in Chicago, and they was yelling something about family, like bring back the family. Like, have y'all seen that video? Okay, yeah. They didn't do that in a reaction to something the media wanted us to react to. The truth is the media wanted us to react to this, and it worked, even on quote-unquote black conservatives, which is why they were all talking about he was a jogger. And it's a fact he wasn't a jogger. Matter of fact, I had somebody try to tell me, well, technically he was a jogger because he ran after somebody caught him. And that's lets you know where we at right now. But the truth of the matter is we need to focus on our community. We need to focus on the big problems in our community. And the unfortunate thing is the big problems in our community is culture and things we bring onto ourselves. So until we focus on that, we're not getting nowhere. Focusing on racism. Because if you wake up caring about what a racist think about you every day, you're not getting nowhere. This is why a lot of the people that have been conservative for years never changed anything. Because they're trying to be accepted by the black community rather than trying to progress the black community.
I don't know whose turn it is.
It's your turn, Shaka. Your turn. You can respond.
So what did that have to do with any thing? Because I got to make sure with Bryson, because Bryson, in Bryson's head, he believed he'd be winning something. I don't even know what he's winning, but I don't know what that response was to the tweets. Like that had nothing to do. What you just said was basically hogwash. It had nothing to do with the question. Do you want to answer with the question?
Everything that had everything to do with the tweets. And no disrespect to you, but even Hotep Jesus, after I triggered y'all, he even said I was a better debater because you talk and try to talk yourself into a circle, and I'm very direct on my answers. That's just that. But what I just said about the black community is literally directly related to Candace Owens' tweets. I was co-signing them.
So basically, let's go over these tweets. So during the last situation that you had, where Brandon Tatum and you were on you guys were basically demonizing black people for having a criminal record. No?
I never did that.
You wasn't. So you didn't. When Brandon was on there saying that black people were basically criminals, that this was happening to, that's all a figment of my imagination, correct?
No, Brandon did say that. And statistically, he's correct.
Okay, so Shaka. Okay, hold on. So Shaka, let me ask you this. So Candace Owens tweets, right? What you said about how we should basically, we fell for the media trap. What she's saying is we fell for the media trap and we're screaming Ahmaud Arbery racism instead of focusing on crime in our community. Do you? Bryson said he co-signed those statements, and she's 100% correct. Let me get your perspective on whether you think that's right, and do you think that's correct?
That's not. That's totally. That's 100% false. That's 100% false. They give talking, and this is where I guess you want to say the men meets the mice. We're in our black community actually combating crime. We're in. The talking points that the conservatives give, the black conservatives give, that black people, we throw parties and, for us to get killed, we condone us being killed, we condone being, yeah, baby, go out there and do some crime. This is what they tell white folks. They tell their audience this. And I'm speaking on conservatives, black conservatives, that if I was a black conservative in Blexit, so now you have this situation where I didn't say that. No, you're around people that you clearly know said this. If you're watching tweets and you're on the same debate as these people that's calling black people, they criminalize us. This is what the media has been doing to the black community since the day of. The media has always dehumanized us. So when we do get killed the way that he got killed, oh, he was reaching for a gun. It's not the fact that, we don't know these other two, if they got a police record. Nobody dug and said, hey, do this person got a police record? No black conservatives say, hey, do this person got a domestic violence? No, they went straight for the black person and said, hey, he did bring a gun 7 years ago to something. And that's been the narrative. You can sit back and scrunch up your face all you want. That has been the narrative. And I don't think anybody's disputing that. You're not correcting it. So you're part of the problem. That's the cop-out. Whenever you're in an organization or whenever you're affiliate of anything, you have to correct how people view the black community. That's why we're having this debate. The easy cop-out way is saying, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Quick question. Did you correct anybody when they said that he was a jogger and then it came out that they was wrong? Did you correct them?
I didn't. I never said he was jogging. I wouldn't care if he was crawling. That's the difference. I wouldn't get. Got him for what? I'm like this.
You just said literally the same thing. You said you didn't say that. So I'm done. I'm done with this. Let's move to the next one.
What I'm telling you is, I wouldn't. It doesn't matter if he was power walking or crawling. I can still answer that question. I don't have to run from it. It doesn't matter if he was jogging, walking, or even looking in the house, as y'all say he was. It doesn't.
Okay, Mister, I didn't say that.
Being killed. You childish, bro. That and this is the representation of black exit. Nobody. This is you're a clown, bro. This is why nobody wants to come over to the black the Blexit. And we're actually, honestly, we're out here, red pilling folks to lead the Democratic Party, and you guys make it hard for us.
I got a question for you. Who you think got red pill more people, me or you?
Me.
Yeah.
Most definitely me. You don't even know what I do. Like, you just talking. Me.
So, but you don't know what I do. So how do you know the answer to that question?
I'm a researcher. I put out.
You can't research. You can't research how many people are red pill.
Let me
add something real quick, and I want to because there's a lot of questions. I want to get to the next topic.
Thank you.
So I see, being a moderator, right? I want to stay in the middle, right? Try to be bipartisan. So from what my understanding and my take of it is I think both issues have validity, right? Of course, we do need to address crime in our communities. We have to. That's the only way that we're going to bring progress. That's why I do the conflict resolution courses. That's why I have the Community Resource Center. Lewis and I, we fight every day to try to make a change in our communities. And also, we do need to address issues of racism and bigotry. Both of them can be addressed. But I think a lot of times what might happen is we want one to overshadow the others, and we kind of use one maybe as a deflection for the other. So if I say, okay, there's an issue where we believe that there may be some biasness and some and a discussion on race needs to be had, I believe that what happens is people will say, well, what about black on black crime? Not with authenticity and asking about it, but it's almost like the all lives matter, black lives matter. Like when we got on the streets and we said, hey, man, black lives matter, and then the rebuttal will be, well, all lives matter. You don't really hear all lives matter throughout the course of your day. Preemptively, you only hear it as a reaction to when somebody says Black Lives Matter. So I believe if someone who's always invested in understanding the psychology of black on black crime and what makes and like I said, it happens with everybody. So let's not act like black on black crime is a phenomenon, because we know it's really proximity crime. But if we want to really understand why we do these things to each other, I think it shouldn't be had as a intellectual conversation, as a rebuttal to something that happened that could potentially cause a discussion about race. So now, go ahead, Bryson. Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. My response to that is simple. We will bring up black on black crime. It's not because of the situation at hand, it's because of the response of the black community for the situation at hand. If either one of y'all genuinely say there's not more outrage for a situation like Ahmaud versus what happens in Chicago every day, you will be a liar. So when somebody bring up black on black crime, it's not to combat the situation, it's to combat the outrage. The problem is people don't know how to separate the two because they're too emotional. Let's talk about facts real quick. Is it true that black people account for almost 50% of homicides per year? I'm asking you, Shakur.
I don't know if that stat is actually right. So if you say it's right, then that's what we're going with.
Okay. And if we go with that, can we also say that most of those are by men, not women?
Go ahead.
Statistically, they're mostly by men. So statistically, it's not even 13% of the population that accounts for it. It's really 7% of the population that accounts for all the crimes. Now, so when people, the thing I hate is when somebody talk about black on black crime, and then people say, well, all races kill themselves the most. Yes, that's a true statement. Of course they do, but not at the rate of black people. That's why 50% of homicide, almost 50% of homicides, is committed by black people.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Do you know that our percentages is high because we're a small percentage, but that doesn't account for the numbers. You can have a lower percentage in white population and have more murders in white population, and you're going off a percentage. I just want you. That's just quick math,
bro.
You're going off of a percentage. Listen to
13% of the population accounts for almost 50% of homicides. There's no way you can manipulate that statistic, bro.
Okay, so let's talk. Since I can take my black hat off, let's deal with history. All right. So now we're talking about, like I said, black on black crime, which is made a phenomenon because you don't hear Mexican on Mexican or white on white. So now you got to ask yourself, who coined black on black crime to make this phenomenon when nobody else has a black on white crime, a white on white crime, or whatever the case be. All right, so now you can ask yourself, Operation Fast and the Furious. You got a lot of people like to bring up Democrats when we're talking about what's going on in the black community. They don't want to take the responsibility of what the Republican presidents have done in the black community as far as drugs, gun running, Contra, Iran-Contra, things of such that has the community looking the way that it does. They don't want to talk about that part. So now you got to ask yourself, why is the population or the statistics so high in the black community? So now me and you can have a civil debate or a conversation on why is it 50% as you say it is? Why is it so high in the black community?
Bryson, you will probably agree on the reason why. So, like, you can get into it if you want to, but me, you probably won't disagree on the reasons why. I'm not a Republican.
What you say?
You're breaking up.
I'm not doing it on the phone. I don't know. My computer started acting up. Can you hear me through the phone though?
I can hear you through the phone.
Okay. What I just said, we'll probably agree on the reasons why, how we got here. Also, I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative.
Can you hold on? Can you hear him? Try to come back through the computer, Bryson.
Yo, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is we'll probably agree on the reasons why. You can go into it if you want to, but you have to realize I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the reasons why you can talk about them, but the truth of the matter is the statistics are what they are. How are we going to change it?
That's what I just asked you.
I know you want to talk about. I know you're itching to talk about Marcus Garvey.
No, we're not even talking about
how are we going to change the culture?
Let me say something really quick, Shaka. Let me jump in, right? I would feel better, right, as an activist and somebody in the community who always strives 100% every day to make this change. I would feel good if people had this desire to talk and work and bring up so-called black on black crime every day, right? But the problem with it is, from my perspective, is that it only gets talked about as a side note or a rebuttal. That's correct. So, and to Bryson's point, right? To Bryson's point, I want to say when he said and made a statement that a lot of time racial issues are sensationalized, right? And they are. Most of the time, racial issues are sensationalized. They really are. But that doesn't mean that we can't have this conversation. We need to talk about it. And the reason why it's sensationalized is because the history of America and what has happened in the past has caused so much of an outrage and uproar that people just. And then another thing, right? A lot of times, well, let me finish this. Let me finish this. A lot of times, if a black person kills another black person, you're going to see justice served quickly. This issue was not necessarily about race, but the outrage came from the media because what happened, and these two guys were sitting home and nothing happened. I guarantee you, if those guys got picked up immediately, we might not even know this case ever existed. But the DA cover up, and you had all of these things that were going on. So somebody had to release the videotape, just like with the Walter Scott situation here in North Charleston. When Officer Slager killed Walter Scott, there wasn't an outrage immediately when it first happened. The outrage came after Fade and Santana released the videotape and it showed Walter Scott running and Officer Slager shooting him 8 times in the back. Then the outrage came. So I understand your point, Bryson, and a lot of people's point about, and I talked to a white friend of mine, and he said the same thing. He said, you know what? Why is it that when white people kill black people, it's sensationalism, but just think, that's not the case. There's a lot of instances where white people kill black people and nothing is picked up. There's a lot of cases where black people kill white people, nothing get, brought up. But my whole point is, and I'm gonna let you speak, Bryson, because I'm the moderator. My whole point is, I just think that these issues are mutually exclusive, and one shouldn't always have to bring up the other.
Correct.
My response is, nobody has said don't talk about it. When you say these are mutually exclusive, I mean, they are not mutually exclusive. They are regarding the outrage. The reason Black on Black crime is brought up is not because of what's happened. It's the response the Black community gives to it. We never give that energy for anything. Matter of fact, we listen to the songs where we talk about killing each other, because I do it too. Pull up on a op with a Glock. I'm gonna spin some shots, spin that thing again, a phone, kill them all. Like, why not? Like, this is what we're listening to. So you can't. There's no way you can say the outrage is not crazy.
Okay, so this is, you said the outrage. I believe things are sensationalized. I'm not even, but it's the justification of how can you sit back? Like, I don't even feel comfortable as a Black man. I've been to so many funerals, helping different families, helping just what's going on as far as in the Black community. It's disgusting to see people actually debating about this topic. I didn't bring up the topic personally. This just got sprung on me. I tuned that shit out because I know that's all this stuff is a lot of Black conservatives don't give a shit. That's why you see Darrell Scott going ape shit on Twitter, telling y'all that a lot of people are showing their racism, and you have a lot of Black people that's conservative that's dancing to the tune. It's cool. You don't have to feel a certain way. You have to sleep with that at night. But to sit back and say, what about Black on Black violence, and not try to be the solution? See, this is what you've been talking about, this Marcus Garvey shit, to deflect from it. We're in our community trying to stop Black on Black crime, if that's a title that you want to uphold. So the narrative that the Black conservatives, since nobody want to get called Republican, Black conservatives have this narrative that we as Black people don't give a shit about Black people getting killed. And you mentioned the 50%. So you were basically trying to, you're putting powder on the fact that, 50% of y'all kill each other. What's the big outrage when a white person kills us? That's big. I sat back and watched and listened to you talk. Be careful when
you're
you
lying,
talk.
by the way.
Okay. Anyway, so 50%. What was the whole point of bringing up 50% of Black people kill each other? If that had no relevance, and then you said, and the majority of them are Black men. So you
not
brought
listening.
that up. No, I let you talk. I let you.
You just asked me a question.
I'm being respectful though. I'm being respectful. I let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk.
You just asked me a question.
I didn't.
Yes,
Calm down. I'm telling you what you did. You on mute, Shakim. Shakim, you on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead, give a minute, Shaka. Go ahead, give one more minute, Shaka, and let Bryson jump in.
Okay. So the 50% population discussion that we just had, I said if that's the percentage, then I'm rolling with it. Then you mentioned the fact that it's not black women that's doing the murders, it's black men. Now I can ask you the question, why did you bring that up?
Can I answer the question now? Okay. The reason I brought it up is to respond to the outrage against both. And the reason I brought up the 50% is because the black on black crime is obviously a bigger issue facing our community than one situation. Secondly, no disrespect to Pastor Scott. I know he follows me on Twitter. He's wrong and you're wrong, which is why nobody can bring up laws and debate it. Y'all can only bring up anecdotal evidence and just claim something. You have no facts. So no disrespect to him, but he's wrong. Half of y'all are wrong. That's what it is. But the reason I brought it up is because of the outrage, which is clear. You're obviously not listening, but it's okay.
You just co-signed what I just said. Are you listening? This goes back to when we had that first spat of stop rebuttaling and listen. These are moments that you're supposed to embrace as brothers. Listen to me. Let's talk. You're not getting you're getting a side that's inside the game. You're used to hearing a one-sided talking point. So when you hear something that goes against your core beliefs or your core values, you reject it. It's similar to when you're talking to Democrats and you're trying to tell them about Donald Trump and they reject it. It's the same scenario. You don't want to hear it because you have talking points and you have core values that I don't even know if those are your values. I don't believe it. I don't believe your parents raised you like this. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. But you let me
stop you real quick.
You have to put on this whole facade of black people killing themselves. So when white folks do it and they put it on TV, why are y'all mad? Am I correct or am I wrong like always?
You're usually wrong. And you're wrong again. But let me give you a challenge. Give me one thing I've said that wasn't factually correct so far right now.
Fact, we're doing opinions. You've been telling me opinions.
Something I've said that have been factually wrong.
We're not even talking about facts. We're talking about the fact that you're deflecting what's going on as far as in the black community with black on black violence when we have racism and oppression going on. That's been the deflection. That's why you've been talking about the 50%.
I've been deflecting. I live there. Give me, and you not talking about facts. That's the problem. Give me something I've said so far that have been actually inaccurate.
As far as we don't care about black on black violence. That's why we kill ourselves. That's why it's 50%. Nobody's doing nothing about it. That's not facts.
I never said that was the reasoning. So try again.
That's basically what you're promoting. What would be the reason of you talking about 50% of black people killing each other? You haven't answered that.
Yes, I did answer it. I said it was regarding the outrage when certain things happen. I've said that 50 times now, and that proves you're not listening. Give me something I've said that have been factually inaccurate right now.
What you're doing is dancing around the subject of you bringing up black on black crime to justify a black person getting killed unjustly. Like, how can you, as a black man, how can you sit there and be happy? Like, you're happy right now. How can you be happy that somebody got mowed down, and to prove your point or to prove Georgia law or to prove the whatever talking point that you have, you're happy that a black man got mowed down, and since he got mowed down by white folks, we shouldn't give a fuck because your percentage of 50% of black people kill each other within the black community, and you're acting like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. These are your words.
And listen, you know that's why I'm not happy, but the fact that you even tried to say that, you know why I'm smiling. But the fact that you tried to create that narrative just proves you're not genuine. I need y'all to stop acting smart, stop acting genuine. Y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all just sound smart all day. And I just proved it.
He's doing the Brandon Taylor where he wanna showboat. How are you proving anything? What is going? We're having a discussion, Bryson. Last time I checked, this was a discussion, correct or no? Or you still?
Why did you say I was happy about somebody dying? Why did you say that?
Sitting there smiling. We're talking about a serious situation. Y'all just on the last show. Y'all
Why did I
like
smile?
Man, I'm.
Why did I smile?
Could you moderate and go to the next question? He's showboating. He's grandstanding.
Okay,
If
yeah.
he doesn't get that, I don't.
All right. Well, let's
Everybody
move. Yeah, let's move on. And I got so many comments. So Bryson and Shaka, I think so far what we've discussed is how and so what I want to talk about is, and a lot of people have asked this, what is the definition of outrage? How do you calculate what outrage really is? So if a crime, okay, yeah, let me, because I'm just going over some of the questions. So how do we gauge what is outrage? So if a young guy gets shot down the street from me, and even though it might not make the news, but the community where this happened at, if we're outraged, I mean, just because somebody in Oakland, California didn't see it, that doesn't mean that we accepted it. Like, so what people are asking is, what is the meaning of outrage? Like, how do we gauge outrage? So anybody want to start on that?
I can answer that real quickly. They release homicide numbers in a lot of areas every single week. They tell you how many people were shot and how many people were killed every single week on many Twitter pages, on mainstream media, and it never goes crazy. It's never trending. When the media wants you to get mad at some things that they claim to be racism, not y'all, but people, our community is triggered instantly. It's trending. Gucci made a shirt with somebody with some big red lips trending on Twitter. H&M made a black kid take a shirt with a monkey on it, trending on Twitter. Black on black crime skyrockets in Chicago this weekend. Nobody talks about it.
Who doesn't talk? I don't think you're actually, and this is where we flip the table. And I try not to do it. You're not in your community active. You're not active in your community. It sounds like I'm talking to Charlie Kirk. You can sit back and dance all you want. You're not, what you just said. I don't think I'm talking to a black man that's in their community. Whenever we have violence in our community, the community is outraged. Just because you don't hear about it, I don't know what goes on in your city or the neighborhood around your corner. But the community, I guarantee the community is outraged. Like, to sit back and say that they're not outraged or they're not sad or they're not trying to do anything. What do you think black people are? Like, you're basically showing that we're savages, barbarics. We don't give a fuck about killing. Life is priceless. That's not what you said. We don't give a shit. Is that a fair assessment or no?
When did I say that local communities are not outraged about it? He asked, how do you gauge it? I told him how you gauge it. I talk about how stuff trends. You talk about only local communities because you didn't have any response. And when you say I'm not in a community, no disrespect to y'all people.
You mentioned,
hey, Shakim, how long have you been following me?
You mentioned Twitter pages of people. You just mentioned Twitter pages of how many deaths happen a week, and you basically said we didn't give a fuck.
How long have you been? Okay.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Go ahead. I had to unmute my mic.
How long have you been following me on Facebook?
About 6 months.
About 6 months. We met at a Brexit rally, right?
Yes, sir. Do
I not engage literally with my community in real life and online?
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, Brexit rallies are a lot of times a majority white.
I'm not talking about the rallies.
Okay, but I do see you engage with black people. I mean, I don't know how well you're engaged as far as in your community in the street.
It's a huge difference.
But I do see you. I mean, I like a lot of your music. So I mean, I like your music, bro. Like, I really do.
The reason I ask that is because the people that you see that are black and they go against me, those are people that know me in real life. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, look me up. I was the one performing at the HBCUs. I've been in the community for too long. Like, stop acting like you know me, bro, because that's where you lose.
Anyway,
you can't go against me when it comes to the black community.
Let me clear up what I'm insinuating. You're not active with this black on black crime that you speak about. You're not trying to combat black on black crime in your. It's a difference between boots on the ground. Shakim know what the fuck I'm talking about. You have a establishment mindset where you believe that you're doing something for the black community. The same person that I think you clown me about giving out book bags to kids where they parents couldn't, and you said that shit is not doing, and that was just something that I was doing at the time. That wasn't something that oh, I just give out book bags and I'm done. We were speaking about, and you laughed about that. That was funny to you that I was giving out book bags, and this that lets how is that funny when you have kids going to school that don't have enough money for, I guess their parents don't have enough money for school supplies, backpacks, the essentials of going to school, toothpaste, shoes, things of such. How is that actually a funny thing to another black man that says he give a fuck about black people, but it's funny that living in poverty is a joke?
Let me correct you. If you go back and watch what you just said, I told you that was a good thing, but I said that's not changing the mindset in the community. And I need you to stop. It's like you're trying so hard to act like a victim. Bryson is a big bad bully, and these people are victims. Stop the cap, bro.
What are you talking about, bro? Like, you the only man on earth that thinks the shit that you saying or think that I'm weak or playing a victim. You don't. Out of everybody I know on the earth, they never say the shit that you saying. Only you say that crazy shit. Nobody's on here playing the victim.
You don't know a lot of people.
What I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is, as a black man, you actually believe that was funny, and you said that that's not changing the minds. You know how many people that I've talked to that have graduated, now they're going to college. You know how many people how many kids that I took to, and it's not a me thing, but you making it into, oh, I'm active. We're showing you the difference between being active in your community and engaging in your community. If you engage in your community, that's fine. Being active in your community, that's a total fucking difference. So now we go back to the book bag situation. You said it doesn't change the mindset. You know how many kids that finished high school, now they're at Kentucky, now they're at Missouri State, they're doing things of such. And how many kids that I just recently just bought clothes for to go to job interviews before the crash. These are things that actually help the mindset, because they show that black men actually give a fuck. So what we're doing, like I told you on the last debate, what that does, that instills pride, that instills love, that instills a knowledge of self within them. Because I don't just drop off book bags and leave them. Those kids become the village.
Let me ask you a real question.
Can I respond to him real quick?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
My response is, I'm going to say the same thing I said last time. Rappers have been giving out book bags for as long as I've been alive. And it's a good thing. Nobody's saying it isn't.
That's the difference.
I'm a person that's realistic. And the truth is, that has never changed the mindset. You might not like that.
I just showed you how it changed the mindset.
Let him talk.
You didn't show me anything.
Okay, go ahead.
You said words.
I apologize.
I can prove to you that I've changed minds in the community by just having a conversation. And I do nice stuff all the time, but everybody know me do that. But buying book bags doesn't change mindsets. Rappers been doing that for as long as I've been alive.
Can I say something, or are you done? And then I'm gonna move on, because I knew this response was gonna happen. When I said that if we give book bags, and you said it doesn't change the mindset, these kids are actually going to finish school. These kids are actually, and it's not just book bags. We buy fucking clothes for them to have during the year. This instills a pride about them where they actually can go finish. When you look at the dropout rate that's going on in high school right now, and you can actually help kids finish high school, how the fuck do that not change a mindset within the black community?
Can you give me some statistical data? You keep bringing up, hey, black brother. Man. Why do you keep bringing up anecdotal evidence, black brother?
I'm done. Like you said, like in the last debate.
Can you tell me about yourself?
It's not about
what you did in the community, Mr. Shaka. He been on an event in this week.
Can I finish? I let you finish, and I apologize for interrupting you. When I speak, I'm speaking for black people in general. That's boots on the ground. That's what I'm not speaking for myself in general. Oh, look at me. No, what I'm saying is other people doing the same shit that I'm doing. As I'm not the only one that's doing this. This is what we're trying to get black conservatives to see, that it's a lot of us that's in the black community that's actually helping. And you guys are you do us a disservice by going on Twitter, not saying you per se, but the people that you're around that you won't check. By going around saying that we don't give a shit about our black community, we don't care about black on black crime, we don't care about when black people are being killed, and you just clearly laughed about people being black and impoverished. It doesn't change their mindset when people go out and help them and actually be a figure, or that black, you mentioned, black men kill more people than black women. Now we're those black men that can actually be a positive role model within the black community, but that's funny.
I never said that's not positive. I'm just saying I have statistics. People been doing that forever, and I just have statistics. I just have statistics to prove that doesn't help. Secondly, hey Shakeem, what is the goal of Brexit?
Okay, so so now I want to give my. I think Brexit has two goals, two different goals. Now, Candace Owens' goal, I think, is basically her goal is not what's on paper for Brexit. It's two different things. The goal of Brexit on paper is not the goal that she gets up and talks about. So I think when you're talking about Brexit, it's two different methods. Like if you go on Brexit's website and you read like prison reform, that's one of the goals of Brexit. You don't ever hear Candace Owens talking about policy that has an impact on prison reform. She doesn't talk about decriminalization. She doesn't. I've never heard Candace Owens articulate or try to push any policy on prison reform. I hear her talking about how we're criminals, but I've never heard Candace say, well, you know what? Let's talk about decreasing the ratio of cocaine, crack and cocaine, and evening it to 1-to-1 versus 50-to-1. I've never heard Candace, when she talks about prison reform, talk about how we can increase federal inmates halfway house time when they're coming back into prison. I've never heard her push any programs that have to deal with rehabilitation. I've never heard Candace, push. Let me finish. I haven't heard Candace push these particular subjects in the media or at any of her rallies. Now, I like Candace as a person. I think Candace is a great person. On paper, Brexit as a 501c3 has a lot of great things on paper, but like I said, I just don't see it matching up. But thanks for asking the question. But go ahead, brother.
Okay, I feel like you're trying to throw a shot at Candace because she does do all of those things, but not specifically every single thing. But just because she doesn't talk about what you want her to talk about doesn't mean she's not talking about the general topic. But that's not why I asked. The question is actually was a 2-second question. Brexit meaning black exit from the Democratic Party. That's what it is. So the goal is to change minds in the aspect of politics for the most part, in hopes that change your mindset on life. So if that's the goal, that means people that's involved, the one to get involved, the reason I got involved is because I've already been changing minds for a minute now. And I feel like getting with another group that does the same thing can help me reach more people to do it. So we can all change minds together. So if that's the goal of changing those minds, I can't speak for nobody else in Brexit. But I know people in the community that know who Candace Owens is. I know people that change their minds because of Candace Owens. I know people that know Brandon Tatum. And I've changed a lot of their minds personally. So if this is the goal, we have been doing that. Now before y'all confuse it, I think we could do it much better. And I think we're missing things to do it in a better way, to do it in a more effective way. But if that's the plan, that's what's going on. We're doing that. So when he talks about somebody they don't know, black community this, that proves to me that he knows nothing. No disrespect to Shaka. That's just the truth. I don't even think you can change somebody's mind in that aspect.
But you just said, I'm gonna let you finish. Is you done? Because I'm gonna be long-winded as you say. You done? So you just got done saying you changed mindsets about. I know Candace. I changed mindsets. I know Red Tater, but I can't change mindsets of. Never mind. That's people that got a little bit of brain can understand where I'm going. Blexit. So you said Blexit is basically blacks exiting the Democratic Party, correct? So the key word is black, is it not? Or is it exit? So when you have Blexit,
Black.
why? And could you be honest with me just for once? Because you never I hate to say that you're a dishonest person, but you're not the most honest person I've ran across, and I believe, yeah. But could you be honest
That's
with me?
cap.
Could you be honest for 1 second? Yes,
Bro,
no.
I'm the most honest person in this whole movement. But so you can continue though.
And that's bad. If that's true, what you're saying, that's bad.
The movement, including you.
Why do that's still bad. Why do have you noticed that a lot of black people denounce being black, but they're Blexit? It's a yes or no question.
Explain, elaborate.
It's a yes or no.
Elaborate. Give me somebody who said that. This deals with your honesty. A lot of people are watching. So you mean to tell me that you haven't seen black people in Blexit denouncing being black? This is just an honest gut check. That's all the hell it is. Give me an example.
No, see,
and if I've seen it, I will tell you it's true.
You're deflecting from it. It's a clear.
Give me a person.
Hold on, time out. Because you like to call people stupid. You like to call people dumb. You like to call people low IQ. But I just asked you a basic question that everybody else gets. But you're pretending that you don't understand what I'm talking about. In Blexit, why do a lot of people that's black? Well, the majority of them supposed to be black, but we'll talk about that later. Why do the majority of the Blexit people denounce being black or hate anything with being black or in the black community? Don't like talking about the black community unless it's in the negative light.
You asked a question. Start off a question with a claim. I'm telling you to verify your claim. Give me a person that said that.
Since you want to play dumb, I'm not black. I'm American.
Oh, no. I like that. That's cool.
But if you're not black, are you black? I gotta ask you. I never asked you. Are you a black person?
If I'm writing something, I'm gonna say that because that's how people get it. But I'm brown technically.
Okay. Well, since we want to deal with word semantics, which that's fine with me. How do you have a Blexit when the majority of the Blexit folks say that they're not black, they're American, and they don't want to? You talking
about how King Face said that before?
I don't know who said it. There's a lot of people that didn't said it. A lot.
If you don't know who said it, how can you ask the question?
A lot of people have said it in Blexit. That's not even that shouldn't even be debatable. This is just an honest question, and that's why I asked you to be honest about it.
I've seen one person say, "I'm not black. I'm American." And you have to read it in context. King Face said it on live, and I agreed with what he said in the context because he was talking about. Basically, he said, "I picked being American before I care about the color of my skin." I agree with that. So is that what you're talking about? Because you keep asking questions but not giving specifics. And you don't know what you're talking about.
I just gave you the specifics on what I'm talking about, and before I said it and gave you the specifics on what I was talking about, I was very clear on what I was mentioning. You're playing the runaround game. That's why I asked you. Hold on. I asked you to be honest, Bryson. Did I not? The reason I asked you to be honest because I knew that you was about to do what you just did. That's why
I asked you to verify your claim.
Listen to what I'm saying. I asked you to be honest.
Is that what I asked?
And I verified it.
And when you verified it, did I give you an answer?
You said you only seen one person say it, and I'm pretty sure you're lying because
that's true.
You only heard one person in Blexit. If this is true, I'm gonna say it's true.
No,
only heard
you
one.
already said you thought I was lying. This is
Hold
funny.
on.
I answered your question as soon as you verified it.
You dancing around. Let me. I'm gonna get off the subject.
I answered your question as soon as you verified it.
I got. Okay, so nobody says. So all my white followers, other white followers, I know they seen it. I know Shakim know what the hell I'm talking about, and I haven't even talked to him about the situation. Most of the
ask him to
black.
give me an example.
He's not in the debate. If you want to answer that, that's on him.
No.
But
okay, all right.
I'm pretty sure he's seen it. But I don't want him saying nothing because you're gonna go out here and say we double teamed you. I know how you do. Anyway,
no disrespect. I don't care if y'all did or not because no disrespect. No disrespect. All you have is anecdotal evidence and words. No facts. My question is, I said, give me somebody who said it.
I'm gonna keep going. Can I keep going?
Yeah,
so if Kingface, if you heard Kingface say that he's not black, why is he in Blexit? I'm just asking. I don't know Kingface, but if you supposed to be, I would believe that anybody that has anything to do with Blexit, or for the fact that this is something that you were in this organization. So you got Brandon Tatum, which don't give a fuck about black people. We're gonna pretend like we live in two different worlds. It's white folks that'll tell you that Brandon Tatum is not favorable for black folks. That's gonna be honest.
White folks that say you not either.
For black people? Or Blexit? For Blexit? No.
For black people.
Who says that? Like whoever, if you believe that, you jump in there with that crowd, and that's fine. But
if you believe that, jump in there with that crowd, that's fine.
Yeah, and that's, but I don't have anything called Blexit where I'm tricking motherfuckers. And then
you just claim to be pro-black tricking motherfuckers.
Sensational, you upset? Don't get mad, man. Here we go. We're gonna talk
I'm
about
upset. I'm just proving you to be a hypocrite.
Okay, calm down. Can I? This is the first time I'm gonna ask for a mute Bryson, because I want to finish what I'm saying before he grandstand and get off. So is that fine? Is that okay with you, Bryson? If I can talk, or he can mute you, or whatever.
Talk without making a claim that you can't prove.
Oh man!
All right, let me jump in and give some context to the narrative and go to the next point. Right?
I was about to give the context and narrative. So alone.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So this is Blexit. I actually cheered for Blexit in the beginning. As a black man, which it's probably hard for you to fathom. I wanted Blexit to succeed. I actually was like, that's a dope ass fucking idea. Then, as the time goes past, I started seeing the attacks that Blexit were doing towards the black community. Meaning, I want to talk about this. I want to give the white talking points. I want to demonize the black men. I want to show that everybody's a criminal. I want to show that if this person get killed, all the people that you get killed, they all did something wrong and they deserve to die for Skittles, whatever the case be. These are other folks that's in your organization that you're real chummy with. I don't really give a damn about what y'all do, what the representation of the black community, how you're using the black name is insulting to a lot of people that's actually in the black community fucking helping. If you can't get that, I don't know what to tell you. But the thing is, you have urban outreach and you're not outreach, meaning in an urban outreach, these things that you laugh and say these mindsets will not actually work, or you can't change these mindsets. What are you doing with people that's actually urban outreach? What are they outreaching for? Because if you're not doing things to help people on a financial level, financial literacy, if you're not trying to help folks make ends meet, if you're not trying to instill knowledge of self and self-love and pride of being black, which every day we get torn down for being black, even by Blexit, we get torn down by being black. How do you have a program or organization called Blexit, and the only thing that you want to do is take them from the Democratic Party, and then when you take them from the Democratic Party, you don't defend the everyday norms that go on in the black community. Y'all tell them that we don't want to talk about the black-white situations. We don't do that over there. Why would people want to leave a Democratic Party, which I'm not Democrat, but the Democrats will actually listen to the shit that actually goes on in our community? Yeah, you getting irritated again. Here we go. It's part 2. So
that's great.
People are actually trying to leave the Democratic Party, but they don't want to come over because they got representation like you and other folks, Brandon Tatum and King Face saying he's not black or whatever. Why would they want to leave the Democratic Party when you have these leaders, Brandon Tatum justifying shit, Candace Owens demonizing the black community, you sitting there, he grabbed the gun and that's what he did. He was trespassing by law. Why, if I was a Democrat, you could not fucking persuade me to even leave the Democratic Party when you have leadership that do not give a fuck about the black community and it's just black exit.
Hey,
okay. Bryson,
yeah. My question is, do you care about the black community, Shaka?
That's a no-brainer.
Hold on. Let me, Bryson. I want you to answer that question because we got a lot of comments on that. People want to know why Shaka claimed that a lot of black people would not want to leave the Democratic Party with the rhetoric that Candace Owens uses, Brandon Tatum uses. They say, hey, we're not pro-black, we're pro-American. Like some of the comments were, what's wrong with saying that you're pro-black? I mean, people say that they're pro-Israel. Why do they say they're not pro-black? So first, do you feel like it's wrong to say that you're pro-black, but you openly say that you're pro-Israel? And how can you expect black people to join Brexit and leave the Democratic Party when y'all are very careful about speaking on issues of social injustice?
Okay, that's cap. That any problem is cap. But to answer the question, do I see something wrong with being pro-black or claiming pro-black? I personally think it's dumb. And I personally think that's why you don't see people that's literally from the black community. You don't never see a lot of us have the claim. You don't see King Face have the claim to be pro-black. You don't see me having to claim I'm pro-black because I don't have to. I live here. I grew up here. This is just what it is. So I don't have a real issue with pro-black. I have an issue with people not being willing to answer the question on what that means. There's this girl named Jordan Hotep Mary. She's the only person who have gave me a real answer, and I respected her for it. I said, does that mean you care about the black community more than other communities? She said yes.
Do you want?
I didn't bother her about that no more. You
see. This is the issue. When somebody,
hold on, Shaka. Let me let him answer the second half.
Go ahead.
I'm about to.
Okay, go ahead.
Pro-Israel thing. I'm gonna say the same thing. You have never seen me say I'm pro-Israel. If you are pro-Israel, that means you pick Israel. You care about Israel more than other countries. If that's your case, stand on it. Say it. Believe in it. If it's not, don't. That's the same thing with pro-black. Every time I ask, like, I'm not gonna even say no names, but every time I ask a lot of people what being pro-black mean, they can never answer it because they say it for optics. They want to be accepted. I don't have to say it.
Who have you asked that?
I can go everywhere.
Who have you asked that to?
Many people. I go live on Instagram all the time.
I'm just saying you never asked me that. Like that was never.
I'm about to ask you right now.
Okay.
Why are you pro-black?
Why am I pro-black? Because everything that you see is anti-black. Everything that you see, from looks to color to skin color to Willie Lynch, from everything from us being demonized as criminals, being in poverty. Poverty is something that's created. So whenever you have poverty creates crime. So why wouldn't I be pro-black to actually uplift my community or change the mindset that I don't change, supposedly? Those are things that you do as a black man, and I'm not even a Bible person, but a person, like I said, know thyself. That's one thing that the Bible tells you, know thyself. If I don't know my brothers that's in the community that's struggling, I'm not going to help them. Love thy neighbor. I'm in the black community. Now it's a new fad that's going on in the last 48 hours that there's no such thing as a black community. And this is by Brexit. Folks that's in Brexit is saying that is no such thing as a black community. I beg to differ. I didn't say you said that. But
do you care about the black community more than other communities?
Yes, I live here. Yes, that's easy. That's a no-brainer.
Hey, bro, listen. I don't respect you a lot on other things, but I respect your answer because you said it. You care about black community more than other communities. So I'm not upset at you for being pro-black.
But that's never been like that question been. I've been answered that many years ago. Like that's not even.
I didn't speak on you though answering it.
Okay, so let me answer this. So shouldn't that be the answer? Shouldn't that answer be universal with Brexit? I should care about my community more, right? Because when you start talking about, well, what about black on black crime? What are you doing in your community? Doesn't that imply that we should be pro-black and for our communities first? So
no,
okay, let me expound a little more. I got you, brother Bryson. So if in these situations, whenever we have a outsider or somebody from another race killing a black person, if the first thing that we immediately turn to is, don't we have problems in our community that we need to address? Isn't there things in our community that we need to be outraged about and talk about? Aren't you really telling me without telling me that I should be putting black people first? That's basically what you're saying in a nutshell. So what Brexit is telling me and others are telling me,
hey bro, don't say that though.
Black and black first, because I should be more. This is the exact language that is used. This is the exact rhetoric. You should be, and white people will get on there and say this all the time. You can go even look in your comment section. They would say you should be more worried about your community first. So what they're telling me essentially is, okay, it's fine. I should put the black community first. Basically, right. That's what
I have a question. Well, you say that's what I'm basically saying. I never said that. Are black people Americans in America?
Are you who are you asking?
So if I say I'm pro-American, does that mean I also care about black people?
Nope.
You say no?
He don't have to answer that. I'm saying no.
How? Tell me how.
America, like I said, if we want to do this goes back to my low IQ that you always talk about. When you look at America, America has always put the black community down in the dumps. As far as, dealing with, just let's talk about, as far as politics, dealing with politics, a lot of people say leave the Democratic Party. The reason why we're at the Democratic Party is not because we choose to. The Democratic Party is the only person that reaches out their hand. The GOP has left the black community. It's been years. It's been decades since the GOP said, hey, let's run, let's roll. I support Trump as a pro-black man, and I get shit from the pro-black community. So I get shit from Brexit. I get shit from the pro-black community. So that means that my stance is actually for black people. So for a lot of people that you said, I don't care about black people, white folks say I'm not good for black people, that's fine and dandy, stand in that line. But for me, I go against pro-black people because I don't let them talk that rhetoric about Trump. Why? Because whenever you have a president that's concerned or even acknowledge mass incarceration, and then, as far as the First Step Act and releasing prison reform, things as such, that's a huge step. So that's why, as a pro-black man, that's why I support Trump. That's why I defend Trump. I defend Trump left and right. That's not even the question. My whole thing is, I respect
your pro-black stance, though.
What happened?
I respect that. I respect your pro-black stance. That's one thing I respect. My question is, how are black people in America not Americans?
We don't get treated like everybody else. We don't. And this is just
our black people in America.
I'm a dig in my bag, bro. Like I said last time, I reached my hand out to you. I said we can actually work together. Don't like I said, I'm done with the friction. This is the part where last time we was talking, I said, bruh, and you I felt that you spit on me after that. But I told you, I said, as brothers, I love you. You a black man, I love you. I said, you can come out here, we can work together. And that offer is still that still stands on the table. Yeah, I was pissed off. I called you the ops. I did this. Why? Because it's like I look at Brexit as the opposition, because what they're doing is they're undoing what we're trying to do in the black community by being pro-black Trump supporters. So when Brexit do things, it falls on the pro-black community that support Trump. It makes us look bad because they throw up Candace. They throw up Brandon Taylor. Brandon Taylor said the cop should have shot him. This dude, and they don't even know Brandon Taylor. They say this Trump supporter said this. So we got to clean that up. And that's what you're not seeing. And it's not, like I said, me and your differences, we can set those aside right now. Like I said, we can set those aside. Do you see what? And I'm not even trying to get you in trouble. I had this whole little thing where I was going to trap you against the wall. That's not doing nothing for the black community. All right, hold on. That's not me and you. Me and you having a dick swinging contest is not going to do anything for the black community. Correct or no?
He's gonna think I genuinely think you're wrong. And everybody who knows me, you can't trap me. Everybody who knows me knows I say whatever I want to say.
I'm not even talking about that. Let's get off that. Like, let's get off. I'm saying let's get off me and you. No, I'm saying let's get off.
Bro, I hear what you're saying. Here go my thing though. What you think is not working, I think you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have any pro-black to reach the black community because I've reached the black community. That's anecdotal evidence that you be using. So
what are you talking? See, this is when I try to put the peace offer out. This is the shit that goes on. Like, what are you even talking about? I've been raised.
Let him go.
I'm responding to what you said.
Let him go.
Bro,
let him go, Shaka.
Anybody who rewatched this saw all the little cheap shots you be throwing. No disrespect. I don't want to work with you. But I'm not going to attack you for your methods of reaching the black community. There's a reason. Okay. There's a reason there's not one Hotep as big as Candace. There's a reason why Candace and Brandon Tatum are more popular than a lot of people. There's a reason why they get thousands of messages saying people have changed their minds on politics. There's a reason why I get messages saying I've changed people's minds on politics. So if you don't think our plan isn't working, that means it must not be working for people that you wanted to work for. The truth is, what we're doing, and my method is different from Candace's method. My method is different from Brandon's method, but our method is working in sort of in unison. If you think you have a better method to reach the black community, do it. Then show me the statistics on it. Show me the votes. How many people minds you change on the vote? Let's see them votes go up. I promise you, if y'all, no disrespect, if y'all can get off Brandon and Candace's dick and focus on what y'all doing.
This hold on. Hold on. I'll let you go and disrespect. Like, you're not about to do that. You're not, like, when you called me a boy the other week, like, you're not about to sit back and say get off somebody's dick. Like, that shit, like, it's other words that you say that you're a smart man. And I just said I'm handing out a peace offer. You don't have to work with me. But you're damn sure not about to sit there and say I'm on somebody's dick. Like that like let's keep it a buck. And this is and like I said, I didn't want to get disrespectful. And last time I said you spit on me. And you doing that shit again. That's basically the same shit you do. You don't want to, you said, let's go back. And I'm glad you said it. I tried to save you before you did this last little thing that you just did. You just said you don't want to reach the people that I want to reach. I want to reach black folks. You don't want to reach the people. You just said you don't want to reach the people that I want to reach.
That's not what I
you said. Just said that shit. That's why I tried to cut you off before you have a dun-to-dun moment. And you just had a dun-to-dun moment.
That's not what
you said. I'm not trying to reach the people that you're trying to reach. We're trying to reach every black person to inspire them to understand what political education is. Even before Trump ran, hold on.
You don't listen.
Hold on. Even before Trump ran, I was teaching and other brothers were teaching political education. Shakim was teaching political education. Shakim got in trouble for talking to a lot of to the Confederate folks, doing the peace office and saying that we can sit down and we can actually talk. These were things that we're trying to, as far as bridge the gap between black and white. But you have it in your head that we hate white folks and everything like that. No. White folks, we tell white folks, if you want to help the black community, there are things that you can do to help the black community. I'm pretty sure, right? Shakim can tell you the same thing. I talk to white folks all the time.
Are all black people the same?
What happened?
Are all black people the same?
You said all. You said you wasn't trying to reach the people we were trying to reach to, and then you said that all black people were American.
I said I said, if you think you can reach different people with a different method, if we're not trying to reach the same people, because certain people messages reach different people, and all black people aren't the same. There's a lot of different people in the black community.
Let me ask a question.
So stop misquoting. All y'all can do is misquote me. Because I can't respond to what I say.
Let me ask a quick question, really quick, and I'll let y'all answer. Do you think we're actually trying to reach two different or several different types of black people, or we're just trying to reach black people in general? So one of y'all can go first and give it. But are we?
Go ahead. What you just asked is basically going to go into what I'm saying. What he just answered my question as far as he want to talk to the folks that's receptive to being, you have something. I'm gonna teach you, Bryson, since you didn't get the right training. All the respect is gone out the window. I'm not going to cuss at you, but the respect is gone from today on. What you have is people that have self-hatred. They want to talk to the folks that don't know themselves. That you got that auntie, that uncle that looks down on niggas. You have in every historic black time period, you had sellouts. You had people that will actually sell you to the slave master for a piece of pork or some swine or some cologne or some Old Spice. You have those type of people, and that's cool, and that's who you link with. You just let me know that you don't want to help every black person. So the people that we're talking about, we're helping, are the people that don't know where to go. And they can't come to the Republican Party or the conservative movement because you're still demonizing them, just how they get demonized every fucking day for being black. How is that difficult to register in your head that people are not going to come to you when you're telling them that they're slaves on a Democratic plantation, and then you're disrespecting them by not, these things. You have trauma situations going on when black folks see black people getting killed by white folks. That's trauma. That's what the outrage is coming. Since you want to learn a lesson, your white viewers want to sit back and get a class. It's called trauma. Whenever we see that on video, we're traumatized. I can go to my Facebook page and show you that I tell black people, stop sharing black people killing black people on video. All you're doing is helping desensitize to violence. These are things like what black people are you trying to reach? Let me first ask you that.
Okay, he said a whole bunch of nonsense in the beginning, a whole bunch of claims, and then he talked about the claims that it was real. This is his usual tactic. Just rewind the tape. He's talking nonsense. But there are different types of black people. Certain people like the black folk with the suits on, politically correct, the Obama type. That reaches certain types of people. Some people like the king face method. Super duper, direct, cussing on live, smoking weed, lit, which is cool. And me, I'm sort of probably in the middle. Plus, and then I'm just naturally controversial. So like I could go both sides. I talk with slang naturally. That's just how I talk. That's how I grew up talking. And I'm real blunt and giving it to you like that. So some people like the bluntness. And then some people like the pro-black method. Like the Hoteps, and or Shaka. You know what I'm saying? Like Shaka, I'm pro-black and I'm doing this. So all these methods reaches different types of people. But statistically speaking, it seems like, the legs, like the Candace Owens types, are reaching more people than the pro-black types, and that's just pure statistics. That's
definitely not true. That I can sit back and tell you.
Let me ask Bryson a question really quick, and I'm glad you made that that statement, Bryson. So what I really want to ask now.
Time out. One second before if that's true, why do y'all got to bus in people to go to the Blexit conferences and Blexit is not sold out by black folks?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Well, this is the easy answer.
That's bullshit. Get out of here, man. You on some.
Well,
can I respond?
Dialogue.
Yeah, let him respond.
Okay, thank you. So the way it works is if people want to go, they will bus them. There's nothing wrong with that. If people want to go, they're giving you a way to go, even if it's in another state. I think that's awesome. There's usually going to be more white people at a conservative event because black people vote almost 90% Democrat. So why would you come to an event? Why would majority of people come to an event that's based on Trump supporters, even though you can't say that, really. So at any conservative event, more white people will go to. That's just pure demographics.
It's a
But
black event.
If you look at the Brexit events and you keep watching them, more and more black people show up. More black people show up. More black people show up. More black people changing parties. More black people changing parties. More people realizing they're conservative. That's natural. So I mean that's just the truth. If you put on an event, no black people will come. Nobody will come. Not one person.
You said that last time, and that was bullshit. You know we do a lot of events.
Oh no, I meant it.
You know I do a lot of events, and I don't have to bust not one person in. I don't have to bust one person. I can show you video. We can get into some video. I don't have to bust one person in.
Like me from North Carolina.
I wouldn't care. What I'm saying is, if I throw an event right now and deal with the conscious community in Atlanta, I guarantee that I have more people at that conscious event in Atlanta than you have at Brexit. That we can put money on. We can put $5,000 to any donation or charity that you want to go to. That I can pull in more people where I don't have to bust in anybody having a conscious community event in Atlanta.
You saying if Candace Owens and or Brexit throws up event in Atlanta,
they
and Shaka alone throws an event in Atlanta, Shaka will bring more people?
Hold on, how many people is Brexit though?
Hold on, let me. I got a question. Let me get to some of these questions in the comments. First, somebody asked about the evolution of Candace Owens, which a lot of people think is a great thing. Somebody asked, the question basically says, okay, several years ago, Candace was speaking out on racism and talking about how there is institutional racism and how it exists. She basically now is saying that it doesn't exist, and we have more of a responsibility to put ourselves up by the bootstraps. They want to know kind of, what do you feel about her perspective? Has it genuinely changed? Has she spoken about any one particular situation or life experience that made her to realize that institutional racism no longer exists and that we should take more accountability? So that was kind of like the question.
Okay, to answer that question, from what I've seen from Candace, she has been super consistent. She has evolved a little bit, but I don't know if you noticed, when China was kicking black people out of restaurants and actually being factually racist, like racist to the point you can prove it, she calls it out. I've seen her call out racism a few times. I've seen Brandon call out racism a few times. So people that say these things, it's not off what they seen, it's what they hear about Candace. These are not facts. So go do research and then ask a question after.
Appreciate that, brother. What you got, Shaka?
He's clearly not gonna like what I say. A lot of when you get anything that Candace or Brandon does to point out racism is only I got you moment to the Democrats or the liberals. That's it. They don't give a fuck about racism. They only do it because they're like, oh, y'all on Donald Trump, which I'm a Trump supporter. Oh, y'all clowning Donald Trump about racism, but y'all not gonna talk about China. That goes back into that black on black crime situation. But it's just dealt out to get the Democrats or the liberals on the aha, I got you moment. It's not genuine.
So when they do talk about it, you have an excuse for it.
It's
but
not
if they don't
excuse.
talk about it,
it's
now they hate black people.
One thing, hold on.
So which one is it?
Like what?
How do you know something is disingenuous?
Time out. Since you're the defender of all defenders, Voltron, you just had Brandon Tatum and I don't want to say you, but I believe y'all just attacked the sister the other day. A black woman that was in a black sister that was in Brexit. Y'all went. Y'all could have handled that. Y'all could have handled that. I don't do the name calling shit. I don't do the name calling. We don't name dropping.
I mean, you brought it up.
Y'all know what y'all did to that sister, and as black leaders that's in Brexit, how are y'all attacking and making up shit and having white wives attacking black women in black? These are the type of things people are talking about now. Why is people talking about it now? I wasn't finished for you to. I told you, listen. I told you last. Stop rebuttaling and listen. Do you remember that lesson I gave you?
You talk too long.
Do you remember that lesson I gave you? Right? I said, listen, stop rebuttaling.
Do you remember what even Hotep Jesus had to admit? I'm a better debater.
I don't. Okay. Let's stick to the top. We'll get to that. Go ahead, stick to the top. Give him another minute, Shaka, and let him go ahead and I'll respond.
You want me to finish, or you want him to go? Like, I wasn't done.
Go ahead and finish, Shaka. Go ahead for another minute and then let him.
One thing that we have within the Black community or pro-Black community is we protect the Black women and kids. Those are the things. You might not know that code because you're not in there. So you giving me how you like to say is not facts and opinions and things of such. We have a code of protect the Black woman and child. That's been the code. So now you have this little, she just turned 21. Y'all attacking this sister when you have Black men like me and other folks that's talking shit to y'all. Clearly, you want to address them. Not saying you per se, Brandon, okay, but that's your road dog. So I'm telling you, as Black men, when you allow your friend to do something that's fucked up, and I heard your name in something live or something on Instagram where you allowed them to still attack, and you called her out for not doing the debate with you. This is your time where you're supposed to sit back and call her on the phone and handle business as a village. These are the disconnects that we have when you're so emotional. You want to debate everybody. You want to be right about everything. Bryson's never wrong.
Can I respond?
I wouldn't finish.
Because now you're doing subtle attacks. Finish what you're saying.
Now you had a minute. Let him go. Let him go, Shaka.
I mean, all these little solo attacks are so weird. Okay, let's start with one thing. That's a fact. Bryson checks everybody. Man, girl, dog, cat, alien, all y'all get checked. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that situation real quick. Let's talk about the facts. The fact of the situation is, when me and Brandon said, let's wait for the facts, every pro-Black conservative were either sending subliminal shots or direct shots. You had Sharice, people like her, tweeting, remember which one of us actually stood up for the Black community and who didn't. And then she's finding somebody else talking about how she's talking about the people that's not standing up for Ahmaud Arbery.
Correct.
And obviously talking about like Brandon, me, like that. And then you had Angela Stan, who was just blatantly lying on me. So this continued. And then I'm gonna ask questions. I didn't say anything about Sharice publicly at the beginning. I just asked questions. And then when I asked questions, the little subliminal shots kept going. Everybody saw it, man. Can we just stop the cap? I can't stand when people do stuff and play victim. Me and Shekinah posted a picture today, and you had Hoteps calling me and Shekinah grifters. Now we're grifters. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if y'all just heard me.
I don't mind you being. If you're a grifter, cool. If you ain't a grifter, cool. I don't care.
So y'all talk about protecting women, but every woman Trump supporter that's on the side of Candace, Hoteps and others call them grifters, call them coon, call them sellouts, call them bootlickers. So please stop we trying to protect Black women. Stop the cap, bro.
Do you want to?
These people are playing.
Do you want me to finish, or
and Brandon Tatum checked Hotep Jesus on live.
That wasn't no check. That was a rant. Like, come on, man. Cap. That shit wasn't that.
Cap.
Okay. Everything that I say, for those that's watching. I haven't said anything correct today, but anyway, what I'm saying is, as far as you guys being figures of Black leaders or Blexit leaving, y'all childish, y'all immature, a lot of growing up, and it's a lot of self-hatred. That's basically what you can't argue that. It's like consensus
right now
that you guys appease to the white. This Blexit is for white folks. You guys are there to entertain white people. That's it. You make them feel comfortable. That's it. Black people, why is it more white people comfortable with Blexit than it is Black people comfortable with Blexit if you guys are so engaged in outreach within the community?
Bro, if I post a picture of you, if me and you took a picture together in MAGA hats, and I posted it on my Facebook, your Black ass will be called a coon just like I will.
I don't get called coon. Now, they would call me a coon if I'm with you. Motherfuckers don't call me
coon. Got on a MAGA hat.
We check that. I wear a MAGA hat. I wear a MAGA hat
everywhere.
Okay, I'm just saying I wear a MAGA hat. One thing they don't. They say, man, I don't fuck with Trump. Man, that's your president. They don't call me coons and house niggas like they do y'all. Y'all deserve that shit. Y'all earn that shit. It's a difference between being a Trump supporter and Black and earning that sellout. And I already told you, sellout. You would have sold me for a half pint of knee high or some Pepsi to the slave master because you don't like me talking to black folk. Yeah,
cap,
all
bro.
cap.
But here comes my response to the other thing. You said something about immature. But the reason I be laughing at y'all, bro, because every time somebody talk to y'all, y'all try to sound grown up and sound adults while doing subtle attacks.
Hotep. I'm not a hotep.
Subtle attacks. Y'all trying to appease the white community. Y'all trying to grip for money. You trying to just dump for your base. White people. That's why I laugh at y'all. Because there's no facts. These aren't facts.
Hold on, y'all. Let me jump in really quick.
These aren't facts.
Okay, so Bryson and Shaka, I want to ask y'all this. How do you feel like your outreach in the black community is adequate, or do you feel that there's something more that you could be doing to get into the black community? And do you think that maybe you can tweak your message a little better?
Go ahead, Bryson.
I think that I'm not for everybody. So, and I know that, but it's cool. I'm not gonna be fake just to reach people. I reach the people I reach. And I think people need to focus on who they can reach. So I can reach the people, you know what I'm saying? All they do is like rap videos all day. They don't know a lot about politics. They only know what they was taught. But they act like me. They talk like me. This is how people talk where I'm from. So I can reach those types of people, but I'm not for everybody. So if we had more people to focus on who they can reach instead of attacking others on how they reach people, then I think the whole conservative movement could be better. Like, I don't like how Shaka thinks he can reach people. But if I say that doesn't reach not one single soul, that'd be a lie. Because I don't know. But if it can reach somebody, focus on your message. Stop talking about Candace. Stop talking about Brandon Tatum. Stop talking about me. Focus on you, nigga.
We gotta, and I'm glad you called me a nigga too. But for the most part, if I can focus on me and go into the black community without hearing about this lady with the perm said this or this person, we hear that. This is the part where we have a disconnect that we got to clean up y'all bullshit. This is why you don't understand. This is the only thing I want you to understand today. I can care less how you feel about me. People that's in the black community that's actually pro-Trump and pro-black have to clean up the bullshit that you motherfuckers lay the fuck out. That's plain and simple. That's plain. It's funny to you because you're not wasting.
So why do
I
keep reaching people?
But you on the internet. You told me you had a letter of recommendation and shit like that last time. Oh, a gangster
I reach in real life.
A gangster wrote me a letter of recommendation saying I changed his life. You know how many Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, GDs I deal with?
Public.
I'm talking about in public. What you talking about?
No, I thought of people in real life. So all this capping you doing can stop. You made a claim. Your claim proves my point.
Can I say something, Bryson?
Focus on you, nigga.
I reached out twice, and here you go with your tough guy shit. Like I said, leave the tough guy talk at the house. All right, leave it at the house. It's not
stop the cap.
You spit on me. You spit in my face twice. This is your second time go around. So now my whole thing of doing this was going to be, we was going to do our little back and forth, and I was going to say, hey, how can we change the perception of Blexit? How can we change the perception of being pro-black? If that's anything, it shouldn't. Being pro-black shouldn't even be a label. That should be something that you were born with. That's something that's normal. So how can we change and change the outreach within the black community and dealing with Blexit? That's what I was going to ask you, but you didn't already said you don't want to work with us or work with me per se, and I already told you that you can come out here and we can actually get busy in the black community. You said I don't want to work with you. That's fine, but what type of person wouldn't want to do work in this community? If you asked me to come to wherever you at and actually go into the black community and help, I would say what days, what time. Okay, I can do this. What about this month? That's me. That's the difference between fighting for your people and just being laid back and doing what the fuck you doing. I'm a fighter for my people. That's the difference between us, Bryson. You're a comic view. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. You're a clown. That's it. I'm done. Debate is over with. Anything else from here is bullshit. He already said He don't want to work.
Bryson, you got your headphones
Y'all hear
on?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Bryson, I can hear you.
He got to think. He got to think on what he want to say.
No, he hung up the phone. He disconnect the phone and
Yeah,
put back.
this is the tricks.
Bryson, we can hear you. Yo. Why you hang up the phone?
Yo, call my phone again, bro. I can't hear you. Call my phone again.
Okay, let me call this phone back.
He needs time. He needs time to think. He's not a thinker.
Yo.
Oh, I calling you back. Yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can hear you. You can unmute your phone. Okay. You can unmute.
All right, we good.
Okay. All right. So I want to. So let me get to some of these questions in the chat. Let me get to some of these comments. Okay. So Bryson, somebody asked, could you please give some specific examples of why you feel you could not work with Shaka and the black community, as far as with as far as with Blexit and the black community? Why do you feel you personally couldn't work with Shaka? They want some specifics.
I don't respect people that make subtle attack claims with no proofs because they don't like the person. Now I would never attack him for his method. But we don't have to work together to do it. He can work how he works, and we can both reach different people. I don't work with ops. I don't tolerate ops. I don't deal with them. That's just how I am. And I'm not saying that's a good way to be, but it's how I am.
You on mute, Shaka.
My bad. Okay. All right, dog. My bad. I was on mute that whole time. Okay, so let's get to another topic that I see that was very, very interesting that they wanted to talk about. Well, somebody said Bryson, you I don't know how true this is. They said your perspective on Trayvon Martin was the same as this case right here.
Not true.
Not true. Okay, yeah. I don't know what that. They might have been talking about Kingface. I think that was Kingface. That wasn't Bryson. Okay. All right. So the next question is, how can we actually, with what we're saying here, looking at our different ideologies and looking at how, some are saying, these particular individuals are only out for money to appease the white community. How do we get past this and actually getting black people to leave the Democratic Party? I think y'all talked about that, but somebody wants to get back on that again. Like, how can we get that? How can we accomplish that?
There's only one side attacking the other. So really, they shut the hell up and focus on their message. I promise you, we'll be perfectly fine. Everybody needs to work. If you don't like somebody's methods, that's cool. Shut up. Focus on your message. Let us focus on our message. And then if y'all want a dick swing about who made the statistics higher, let's do that. But if everybody just focus on their message, we could probably do something historic.
Can I repeat myself 100 times? It's hard to focus on the message when you got to clean up the other message shit.
You don't have to do that.
You do have to. If you don't believe that people are not showing sound clips and sound bites of Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, what fucking world do you live in? That they don't show this. These are the black Trump supporters. I get labeled as a black Trump supporter with Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum. We got to clean that shit up. Like it's not even, that's a no-brainer. But when you're working with the ops, as he say, it's easy for you to sit back. You're not doing anything productive, so it's easy to sit back and say, mind your business. Why? Because you don't have to clean up shit I'm doing.
Bro, that's cap. I'm sorry. I don't believe that at all, to be honest.
Everything is cap, man. Like I said, right. Everything is cap. Go ahead, next question.
So Shaka, let me get some understanding on this. So you feel that it hurts your message when you're talking about issues as far as race relations or race healing or having honest discussions. You feel that it takes away from your honest discussions when you have people saying, okay, well, Candace is saying more black people kill more black people than anything. Or Brandon is saying, okay, well, black people need to take responsibility for what's going on in Chicago. You feel that that messes up your message when you're in the community trying to address issues of systemic racism?
Correct. And it's more things of, like I said, I can name numerous shit, but it's like, you know, they put on a notion that black people don't care about what goes on. And that's not really, like, I don't see how he can sit there and refute that's the message that they put out. The message is that black people don't give a fuck about what goes on in the black community. So why care when a white person kills a black person? What's the outrage? That's the message that's been getting pushed. And like I said, we got to clean that shit the fuck up. Like, I know you in your community. You've been knowing me. We've been knowing each other probably for about 7 years.
Yeah.
Probably like 7, 8 years. If Shakim, if you like, you can let Bryson know I'm pretty active in my community. I don't exist to him, but the people next door give a fuck about me. I'm active in my community. I'm active in other people's community because we do.
Can I say that same thing to you though?
What?
Can I bring somebody on to say I'm active in my community and they say the same thing as you, and you would say I had a letter of recommendation?
Listen, if you're doing something in your community, I applaud you. I want you to. But when you sit back and say things that, when you support something that's anti or degrading black people, I can't support that. Even though I would help you in your community. If you say, Shaka, come out here, we got this event, I'm gonna come. Why? Because I can set my differences between me and you. We don't even have to speak. But I'm gonna go help. That's the difference, bro. Like, I'm just trying to make you see the difference. We're different.
Wait. I don't mind. We can do a collaboration event with different methods and everybody speak their piece. But in all honesty, if you're talking to somebody and let's say somebody actually bring up, well, I don't like the way this Trump supporter handles it. Why not just say, well, that's not my view on it. This is my view.
But
that's all you got to say.
Okay, as me, I still look at you as a little brother. As bad as you say, suck, you know, we on dicks and you don't fuck with me. Cool. What I'm telling you is, Bryson, when we're actually out here doing work as black Trump supporters, I can say that you are a target as far as we're not favorable in the black community as being black Trump supporters because of the rhetoric that the news spills. So when I'm telling you that the news, the media, the same media we've been talking about is painting me as the Brandon Tatums or the Candace Owens sound bites and stuff like that, that's unfavorable to the black. They play those over and over. You might not watch CNN. You might not watch MSNBC. You might not watch BET. They still play the news on BET. They're showing sound clips of these people saying this shit, and we got to clean that shit up. They bunch us all in one.
They say they do the same thing to Trump. They post sound clips out of context you can hate this person.
Listen,
so of course,
I get that.
My parents, all they watch is CNN. So when I tell them I'm about to go do something, like, no, you can't go out with coronavirus. I know these people because they're my parents. Me and my daddy argue every day. So my thing to you is when you say you got to clean up something, the only reason you feel like you got to clean up something because the media is portraying things out of context. You don't like the person, so you're going to continue attacking the person. You can ignore it and just give your point of view in person.
And it's hard to do that. I don't go to nobody saying, you know, Candace Owens, like, this is what I want you. I want you to. Everybody else is getting it. We don't go to the community talking about Brandon Tatum or Candace. It gets brought up to us in barbershops and places that we be at. You do be making YouTube videos though. Yeah, and I made that YouTube video because they're gatekeepers. We have gatekeepers within the black conservative movement. If you want to talk about that, that's a whole nother debate. We have gatekeepers. Well,
I only got like 10 more minutes, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, and you can respond. Like, you can refute it if you want. My last statement is what I honestly think. I honestly think a lot of people in this movement are jealous because they feel like they're the ones that should have the biggest message, and they're upset that somebody like Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, they have the platform to have a big message, and they feel like they don't deserve it. So they feel like they should have it. So your response to that is to try to attack and bring out the other person and tell them why you should leave this person and come to me. That's my genuine perspective. That's an opinion, not a fact, though, because I don't know y'all personally.
Well, like I will. I'm glad you asked that question. Like I said, as far as me doing the Candace Owens video, yes, I sat back and watched. I watched the gatekeeping methods. I watched the Charlie Kirks. I watched the Turning Point USA. I watched key things that everybody had talking points with saying. Me, I was pro Blexit. I was pro when Blexit first came out. I said, "Oh hell yeah!" What turned me off from being pro Blexit was they was not outreaching to the real black community. It looks good on television. It looks good. My family don't have Twitter. So people exist on Twitter world, but when you turn off Twitter, where are they at? This is the disconnect. When you turn Twitter off and Twitter fingers turn the fuck off, where are you at? Like right now.
Here go my thing though.
Can I?
And I don't think y'all realize this. I am that black community you talking about.
Can I finish though?
My bad.
If you're in the black community, Bryson, I already told you. I take my hat off to you. I told you that. All right. What I'm saying is the message that's pushed forward by the Candaces, I can read. I don't need CNN to decipher on what I read. When you pro-black, you want the black community to win, even if it's Blexit. You didn't hear that from nobody else but today. If me as a black man telling you that I'm pro-black, that means I wanted Blexit to succeed. Me as a black man being pro-black, when I see that outreach is not outreaching, and a lot of people are on here doing videos and talking about Sharice and talking about this and talking about that, when we can actually be getting down to business, that is what bothers me. When you have black leaders talking about, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out when I see you, that bothers me. When you sit back and you just named the black on black violence, Chicago. When I watched that last debate, I couldn't tell which one of you niggas was from Chicago. You facts, yes. You sitting there co-signing the same violent shit that was going on.
Don't confuse it.
No,
I'm against black crime.
No,
sometimes niggas need to be knocked out.
And I believe that as well. But you just got done doing hold on, let me finish. You just got done doing a whole scenario where you said, "Oh, you can't protect the black woman and child," and then y'all call us grifters. Y'all call us this. You remember you threw that out? And that was one of your facts.
Yes.
You can't sit back and Chicago is violent. Black people black on black violence. Black on black violence is still fighting. That's still a fight.
Can I ask you a question? If me and you met each other in person, and I said, "Bro, you a bitch. You won't do nothing. Like, I'll slap you right now, bro. No cap." What's your response?
You wouldn't say that though.
No comment, because you have no clue who I am.
You wouldn't say that, bro. And we're gonna leave it like that because we're not gonna have a Brandon Tatum moment. But you wouldn't say that. I guarantee you.
Hey, bro.
Let's move on from that. But last question, right? Last question. Moving forward, we see this big divide in conservative ideology. Some of it is good. Some people say it's called for. Some people don't. Where do we go from here? How does the future look for black conservatives, especially after this situation where there's so much tension and so much, opposing sides, and it's kind of tense. Where do we go from here? Shaka and Bryson.
I'll let Bryson go because Bryson don't interrupt me the whole time, so Bryson can go.
I've said this 3 times already. The problem with the black conservative movement is everybody want to be the top dog instead of focusing on themselves. If everybody focus on themselves, and if you don't like somebody's method, that's okay. You don't have to attack it. Focus on your method. Focus on your message. Make it tight. Go out there, debate people on that message, and you reach the people that's meant for you to reach. Because I'm reaching the people that's meant for me to reach, and I think I can reach more. So you do the same, and let's all It's all love.
That's not genuine, bro. You're not being like your whole
Okay,
message.
where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
We
Where
we
the future hold?
where we go from here. The first debate, I put out the olive branch to go. I would invite Bryson to come out here and work. Right now, if he's not doing nothing, he's on vacation. What like I said, me and some other brothers, and I have no problem with that. So you can, like I said, the thumbs up, that's fine. Enjoy yourself. Me and some other brothers, like I said, we've been actually putting together, food and paying bills for other folks. Those are this is called a village. I can't kick Bryson out of the village. Can't nobody kick nobody out of being black. Like I said, you have to, it's a difference between talkers and doers. He's an entertainer. Like he said, rappers do book bags all the time. That was his defense. But rappers are not actually active in their community. That's the difference. It's a difference between giving book bags and being a pillar in the community. I would love for Lexit to actually be a pillar in the community, but we all know that it's not allowed. It seemed like Lexit, and not just Candace or Brandon Tatum. It seemed like whoever is running that shit, they have talking points where they intentionally have to run off black people. They only want, it's a limit to what they want. They only want a particular demographic of black. And that's what it seemed like they want. They want the docile, the weak, the meek black folks to actually come in. They don't want the strong, the people that's going to debate ideas, the people that's going to have solutions. They have no solution. Blacks have been around for how long? And they're not a pivotal point as far as in the black community, as far as, hold on, and you can make the faces all you want. That's cool. But it's no way in hell that, okay, during midterms, and this is something, like I said, I wanted to have an actual a dialogue that was actually positive in how to push forward. During the midterms, even I think that Virginia, Kentucky, or Tennessee, all those areas, the Republicans, fuck is my keys. Hold on. The Republicans got swept. They got swept. All right. They got swept during midterms. Everything turned blue. So everything turned blue. Why have nobody with any common sense? And these were in black communities. So in the black communities in Kentucky, Virginia, and I believe that was Tennessee, those were the seats that turned blue. Why haven't nobody? This is where you need strategy at in Blexit. Why haven't nobody galvanized the people, send Blexit down there, galvanize votes, and then that's how you move as a unit. What's the point of having Blexit and you still getting blown out? You want to talk about statistics? You still getting blown out in the black communities where they flipping the seats that was normally fucking red. These was red seats getting flipped. Why not dispatch? I let you talk, bro. This not even a back and forth. I'm done.
You asking a question?
I'm talking to Shaka in the audience.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. We're done. So you're supposed to have, anybody with any strategic mind, you're supposed to have a unit that you dispatch to go out there and have voters people to get to vote, not door to door. How many door to doors have they organized where they go into the black community, knock door to door, and then win that district? Since we want to talk about facts. Why haven't nobody, we get together for these conferences, the itchy yaya turning point shit, but we can't go into the black community, boots on the ground, knock at the doors, and red pill them where they go fucking vote. Those are the differences between a doer and a motherfucker that's flashing. So it's no jealousy. A lot of people think if you say something about somebody, you're jealous. No, when somebody says something about me, I don't go, oh, you're jealous of me. I said, okay, that's cool. Maybe I need to work on that. Why? Because I know I have room to grow as a person. When you say, fuck you, you do what you're going to do, that's you're basically saying, I don't care about the people that you're trying to reach, which is all black folks. It doesn't matter if you're gang banging or criminals, as you talk, as you and Brandon call them, criminals. I deal with felons every day. I go to the prisons. We put money on J pay and every damn thing. These are things when people are getting out of prison, you got to have a bridge to make ends meet or find them a job or have a housing when they get out, or they're going to go back to the same thing. These are different things. These are programs that Blexit needs to intertwine. When you get off of Twitter, nobody exists, and that's facts. That's facts. Like, we don't need statistics for it. When you turn off Twitter, it's just internet. Internet and reality is two different worlds. I live in reality. They live in the internet.
Right. All right, Bryson, go ahead and say a rebuttal, and then we'll wrap this up.
He didn't want me to answer the question. Say he was talking to you. So he got it. But I'm gonna keep it a band. My last statement though, before I get off here, because everybody just got back and it's gonna be loud, is I promise you, if a lot of y'all reach out to Brandon Tatum, to Candace, and a lot of these people, they will respond and try to work with you because they're the type of people. Brandon is one of the most realist, genuine people I've met in the movement, bro. That's why I defend him, because like y'all be capping on him. But don't reach out to Bryson. If you have talked to Bryson, don't reach out to me. I'm like, listen, I know that's not good. God say forgiveness. It's something I need to work on. But don't reach out to me. But if you reach out to Brandon, to a lot of other people, and make amends, we can work together. I promise you it'll happen.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody for coming on. And thank y'all, man. Thank you, Bryson, for your time. Thank you, Shaka, for your time. Appreciate y'all 100%. Peace and love, family.
Yes, sir.